It's too good a moment not to start the recording, even though I'm not really ready. But would it be a Havering if I were raffled on this mattress that we have down here? I had a friend staying over on Sunday night. He slept down here because our upstairs bedroom is full of stuff for our bathroom, which is getting done up. Piss roof will be replaced shortly. Nearly done. Should be done by the end of this week, which is good. Other than that, what are we here to talk about? I'll try and put some chapters down below, so if you're not interested in the pub quiz chat, which will be coming up first, you can skip ahead and get straight to the drama about the Content Creator Cup. Those are the two things I had on my mind. I might talk a little bit about the patch, actually. See if I can pull out the patch news. The patch came out today. I think it is the best patch we've had in a while. I actually really like the content of the patch. I think it's just a great patch. I don't know. Where is it? Nether Beast 11.3 notes. Okay, I've got it up. Raffled is getting comfortable. Look at him. What a legend. What a legend. Fleur in there? Here she is. You can see Fleur down there as well. Kinda. She's camouflaged in there. But we got both cats featuring today. Anyway, first of all, pub quiz. I haven't done an update in a couple weeks. I was thinking about doing it as a short. It was a suggestion, but I'm just not sure what I would do in the short. Could I just do a minute where I'm like, hey, this is how the quiz went this week. Here's a question I liked. I guess I could fit that into a minute. It's going to be difficult. Maybe I'll give it a go after this. But anyway, we won the goddamn quiz this week. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? And again, it coincided with Yasmin's boss being on our team. He's like mid-40s. Someone older than me. You'll be shocked to hear. And he helps a lot with stuff that we just wouldn't know. Let's see, what were some good ones? There was one question that was like almost made for us. It was like, what do they call, like here we call them, in America they call them states. What do they call them in Canada, first of all? You know this. Well, it's like British Columbia. That's right, it's a province. Provinces. And then it was, what do they call those in Switzerland? Which Yasmin and I were like, we said before the question came up what the answer was, but I was like, surely they won't ask that. It's too weird. And it's cantons. They call them cantons in Switzerland. And what do they call them in Japan? Which Yasmin's boss knew the answer to. I wouldn't have known this. It's prefectures. The only prefect I know is... who's a prefect? Ron and Hermione were prefects. Harry wasn't. Oh, he's on the move. Where's he going? What else came up? It was St. Paddy's Day on Sunday, so there was some Irish-themed questions. There was like I don't know, name four of the five, I think it is. Irish what do you call those? Not like Leinster, Munster, but the I don't know, states, council zones. Anyway, that end in Y. I'll give you a second. The ones we got were Galway, Tipperary, Kerry, and Derry. I can't remember what the other ones were off the top of my head. I think there was maybe two more. Name the cities which have had... Well, Paris is about to have its third Olympics, I think. Maybe its fourth Olympics. Name the other three cities which have had two or more. Have you got those? Surely Athens. That's an obvious one. The other ones are fairly obvious. We got all three. It's London, Athens, and Tokyo. Yeah. One I actually can't remember what her name was. But it was another Irish question. It was Irish sports stars. It was Katie Taylor. What sport does she do? And the answer was boxing. I got that. I don't know how I knew that. I think maybe she was in the Olympics or something. Oh, she's undisputed and lineal world heavyweight champion since 2019. That's probably how I know. I can't remember who the other ones were. One of them was Ruby Walsh. Do you know what sport Ruby Walsh competes in? And the other one was it was a golfer. It was a fairly famous Irish golfer, not McIlroy. Oh, this was a good question actually for sports fans out there. This is the last one. Which three Premier League players who have played in the Premier League this season specifically have the highest goal tallies of all time in the Premier League? So who's played this season in the Premier League has the most total Premier League goals? And we got all 3 of those, but we did have some talk about it. We're like, maybe Haaland. It's not Haaland. We went Salah, Son, and Sterling. That was correct. The 3 S's. But yeah, it was a good quiz session. I was very happy to have won. Let's talk about the drama, perhaps. There was some extra stuff I wanted to pull out for this, but whatever. I can just talk about it. Basically, if you don't know what's going on, there's a Content Creator Cup going on at the moment in which you have to sign up with your subscribers and play for fun in a tournament which will eventually qualify you into playing for charity against other teams who register. And there's basically been a couple shitstorms around it. In terms of format, you are only allowed 1 pro player, so someone who's been SPL or SCC in basically its entirety. And yeah, so Sam, the Dude, and Van signed up with a team. They only signed up with 5 players. They didn't sign up any subs. They signed up with a player called King Oceans, I believe, who got banned before they played, and then they weren't allowed to make a change to bring in another player. Basically, is what the complaint is. I don't know how close to the tournament it was that they asked, or if it was just on the day. It seemed like it all blew up on the day, so I don't know if they asked prior to that. I do think, if they asked like a couple days before, the day before, they should have been allowed to make the change on the day. I don't know, you end up falling into like other teams getting mad because teams that couldn't field a roster and they should have won beat them with a sub that wasn't on the team list or whatever, and people get pissy about that. But in this case, they were just not allowed to change their roster, and then they had to forfeit. And then basically they started arguing. Apparently Hindu and Van were arguing about it on, I can't remember whose stream it was, on someone's stream, having a big argument about it that boiled down to Hindu being like, well, you should have signed up a sub. Why didn't you sign up a sub? And Van being like, yeah, it's like a for-fun tournament. We should be allowed to play. I don't really agree that it comes down to, I doubt it comes down to legal. Seems silly. Yeah, I think you should have signed up a sub anyway. And these guys, Sam and Van, probably have so many subs that would be so keen to play. They're like good sized content creators. I was able to, put together. I'm competing, and I made 2 teams of my subs. One for week 1, one for week 2. Should be this weekend on Saturday. So I'm sure they have plenty of people who'd be clamoring to play, and their subs probably play more Smite than mine do. A lot of people who watch me don't even play Smite anymore. But yeah, this one's a bit more weird. Sam got like ridiculously mad about it and was tweeting nonstop about it. I think he was a bit over the top, and then he continued to tweet about other stuff later on, which we'll get to. A tournament I didn't want to participate in the first place because the president of it was poor, very poor. Getting rid of pro play because of dollar, then having a write-off tourney. Yeah, I mean the money differences there are astounding, and like I don't think that's a reasonable take. It's not serious; it's for fun. Yeah, I think they probably should have been allowed to play. It's not our fault that you had someone on your team that got banned last night. It's not our fault you choose not to list any substitutes for the week when there was the option to list substitutes. I think it's very true. I think that, and you have to be like, oh, should everybody be given? It becomes a slippery slope almost if you allow them to make this roster change because other people might have the complaints, and this is going to go on for 6 weeks total before we get into like a closed entry tournament. So there's going to be 6 weeks of everybody being like, well, Van and Sam were allowed to change their roster on the day. Why am I not? And it becomes a headache for the admins and for people involved. So I can see why they took a stand. They were just like, nah, we're not letting you change your team. I can also see why, especially if it was like the day before, I definitely think you should be allowed to do it, but I don't know if it was on the day. But yeah, that was that. Big piece of drama. It happens. Shit happens. Hindu decided to take his ball to the server and go home. There's a cat with a cigarette. Next up, next drama. Snaddy and his team. I don't know actually, how did they do? Do I have the link somewhere? I did have it. Oh, is this it? How did Snaddy's team do? They win? They lost in the final. Anyway, he lost all his points. He got banned. His team got DQ'd for not having members subbed to the stream on Twitch. And then he said, this leaves me with a bitter taste. I'll be looking to stream other games. He's taking his ball with him and going home as well. And then Salt was like, yeah, it was in the rules that you had to have everyone either subscribed on Twitch or joined on YouTube. And he was like, oh, I said that I was unsure if they were in the team. They were subbed. But did he? I don't know. I don't know if he was unsure. I would say he almost certainly was sure that they were not subbed. But that's fine. And then he just like went, this is a shot at all speed. If you didn't know, a lot of people consider that he may be view botting. And then it was just a random fucking attack at Salt and auto speed. And then Snaddy's like, yeah, it's obvious that he bots. So some little drama there. And then, yeah, this has been the rule from the start. I have a YouTube sub there. Why would you need to spend money to be part of a community? Obviously, the aim of this rule was to enforce people playing with their own community over their combine friends. Quite obvious. I really agree with that. I also think that it's not really worked, but it could have worked. And also, for the record, none of these people complaining about this rule said anything about it in the Discord prior to the tournament being on. In fact, I was the person who said something about the rules in this sense, saying that I don't think there should be a paywall, and if there is a paywall, it shouldn't be 1 month, just allowing people to sign up for 1 month and play. For a number of things I said in there. But that's another thing that annoys me, is that everybody moaning and crying like fuck on Twitter hasn't said a word in that Discord, hasn't given any feedback, hasn't even engaged with the tournament in any way apart from to show up on game day and play or not play in the case of Ven and Sam. So that annoys me a little bit. In terms of what's happened to Snaddy, I think obviously you should play by the rules like everyone else. But I think like DQing him for forever is a bit harsh. I don't know if there was something else that went on here where it was like the admins felt like he was knowingly deceiving them or knowingly doing whatever. But it's weird to me that he was like fully DQ'd from the tournament. I feel like, you know, they should be allowed to play another week if they want to sub. But there's also the bit that he's like, I'm fucking out of here. Fuck this game. This leaves me with a bitter taste. And then he's like, where was he? I think he said somewhere that like, why am I want to play, I should be allowed to play another week. Where did he say that? Let's see if we can find it. I can't find it. Unlucky. I don't know where that was. But anyway, he was like, basically, why am I perm banned? I should be allowed to play another week. There is also, this is another point, which is high res is bad. The rule set, the document which has the rule set on it, wasn't accurate here. Like it says, like, oh, they need to be subscribed to the online channel they're representing, and subscribing on YouTube does not involve money. Subscribing on YouTube is a different thing, but it's bad that they didn't have that in the rule set properly, but they did clarify that in the sign up form. I think they've changed the sign up form since, so I can't show you. It's different now. It's much more explicit. But the sign up form in the first place did say, hey, everyone needs to be subscribed, or I think it's a member on YouTube or subscribed on Kick, were the three things I think it said. They have to be, they had to be like joined or a member or whatever it is. So yeah. It was explicit that these were the rules, and when you signed up, you had to say that your teammates were subscribed to you. And you know, if you say I'm unsure, then you shouldn't be allowed to play with that team. It got checked, they weren't subbed, and Snaddy got DQ'd. I think it's fair that he gets DQ'd and loses points for week 1. Should he be DQ'd from the whole tournament? I don't know. I think that's kind of harsh. Yeah, and then Sam was talking about, I think Sam was retweeting this stuff as well. He was talking about it all. Being subbed to the YouTube channel should have been enough. Shows they're part of the community more than enough. It's said in the root. Yeah, I mean, yeah. requiring financial support on Twitch to play is kind of comical. I don't understand why none of these guys said any of this before the tournament started. I don't know. There was a channel in there for content creator feedback for people to talk about this stuff. And none of these people said anything. I found some of it. Let's go back to F dot. I think the sub requirement is a great way to support the scene's creators. Yeah, I think the sub requirement in general, it was a good thought. It was supposed to encourage people to team with their people who watch their stream, who watch their YouTube, their actual fans who support them, and not just try and build the strongest team possible, which a lot of people have done. Davey. Who else in EU? Who beat me? I don't know. Seagull's team. Their sway. Other another. Anyway, there's a lot of people who have just built the strongest team they could within the rules, which I think sucks. Which I think makes the rules bad anyway. But I think the intention was to make it a tournament which is to support people. And then Jithens was like, poorly executed. More transparent eligibility. Did I say that right? I'm just going to assume I did. Eligibility requirements, which there were. By the way, there was a Discord channel called Quick Rules Overview, although I'm not sure that specifically said that. And then Jithens was like, it wasn't in the Discord, and I was like, oh, you just can't see it because you're a content creator. And I knew that I'd seen the YouTube membership stuff specifically somewhere, and it was where you had to confirm. But this is the new form. This is not the old form. But the old form had something similar. But it was much less like black and white. But yeah, that's what's going on with the Content Creator Cup. I lost, by the way. I got first rounded in the winners bracket, and they made a great change. EU didn't have that many teams, so we got a double elim bracket, which was really cool. Shout outs to the admins for doing that. That was good. But yeah, I got owned. I did go, I think I went 0-12 or 0-13 on RTO solo. Unlucky, really. But yeah, not my fault. I'll be back stronger this weekend. Check it out on Twitch. It'll be fun. Hopefully we get lucky and we can win. But yeah, I think the whole tournament, it's a bit of a mess. I think I'm just going to repeat what I've said. I don't like the way the requirements are handled, the one SCC/SPL thing, and then people just are able to skirt the rules and make as strong a team as possible. But on the other hand, like EU's sign up was like a shit number of teams anyway, so I don't know if changing the rules would have made it like even worse. I think that, you should just sign up with subs. It's not hard to get subs. It's not hard to sign some of your friends up, some of your pals, whatever. Just be like, hey, be on standby. You're going to be watching the stream anyway. I'll have you as a sub. Not hard to get subs. It's unfortunate that a player got banned, which isn't Sam or Ven's fault. They should have, if they gave enough notice, like a day or so, I think they should have been allowed to change their team. But I don't know if that was the case. I think Snaddy should have been DQ'd. It's correct that he got DQ'd. I don't think he should be banned from the tournament as a whole. I think like if he wants to sign up with the same people, but they actually subscribe this time. I don't know. It's kind of like playing the tournament not in the spirit of things, but I don't really like gatekeeping a tournament behind money in the first place. I kind of agree with Snaddy on that. But if you're gonna gatekeep it behind money, it shouldn't just be 1 month. It should be like actual people who have supported you over a period of time. It's difficult to write rules that are going to suit everybody, Like some people have donated loads of money to people, or watched their stream or moderated for them for years and wouldn't make the eligibility requirements. So it's all a bit of a mess. And outside of that, dude, the patch that came out today, not just because of it's not just because of Night Stalker Neath. It's not just because of Night Stalker Neath, okay? Shut your mouth. Anyway, Night Stalker Neath's in the patch, so that's pretty good. It's gonna be in Smite 2. It's gonna be in Smite. I can't wait. Been playing some Smite 2, by the way. Ooh, Dark Super. I haven't even seen that skin. Anyway, I don't really care about skins. Nuts available now, but don't care about any of this. 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 God change. Oh, this is kind of cool. Baubles. might actually be viable again. They've done basically what they did to Griffin Wing, removed the debuff on it, so we'll see. There were some really cool changes in this patch. Let's find them. Quality of life adjustments. This is cool. You can fire a massive shot, which is Chiron's 2, while dashing. Callie can move while her passive's up. Heim's ult feels nicer to play with. I don't really like anything that makes Chiron any stronger. Sobek can go under walls. Poseidon 3 is more accurate to the effects. I think Kukulkan's more accurate to the effects, but they had to like make him weaker because of that. Ymir can move in his camera. There was just so many really nice QOL changes in this patch. I really, really like this patch. It's just a really cool set of changes. It makes the game more fun. It makes the game feel smoother. It makes a load of gods who felt awkward feel better. This is like lots of really small changes. I think like all of these quality of life changes are so well executed. So many nice, well, I haven't actually played with them, but the idea of them all is so well executed. They're all such nice changes that will make the game feel better, more responsive, and they're good ones to put into the game. I really like that they put this effort into making the game feel better. It's pretty cool. I don't know about this one. This was going to be interesting. Or having her 1 at level 1. Cthulhu, this 2 change makes him pretty strong, I think. Agni ult. People were crazy about this one, but I don't think it's actually as big of a change as we might have thought. Odin's 3 is super strong, and his 2 always does the bonus damage. Arachner buff. So OP. So OP. Oh, it doesn't need to be consecutive basic attacks anymore. That's a Hazer buff. I do miss those autos. And XT can get more HP 5 and more max HP. What's the Shiva change? I mean, this god. Is Shiva the worst god ever been in Smite? No offense, whoever made Shiva. Sorry. Fucking that character is ass and ass to play. His ult is just not an ability. His dash is terrible, feels terrible. He just has 2 skills. And his passive is, I don't even know what his passive does. Is that how he gets the block stacks sometimes? I don't know. He has to like dance. Anyway, good patch in my opinion. Should have removed Shiva during the patch. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. It's been a fairly long haver here. Some good pub quiz. Oh, fuck. I'll show you a picture. Bonus pub quiz round. The picture round, okay? Maybe I should take a picture of this and flash it up and then edit. I'm not going to do that. Who did we not get? We got Tom Brady. We got Rita Ora. We got Stephen Fry. We didn't get this person, although we did. Someone did say who it was. This guy here with the hair. I thought it might be Heath Ledger, but it's obviously not. Just because of the hair. He kind of looks like Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You. This person down here. We had no idea who it was, so we just guessed Michelle Obama, but it wasn't. Can you get it? Can you figure it out? It was Whitney Houston. And also, look at this picture of Morgan Freeman. What a banger picture of Morgan Freeman. That's very cool. Anyway, that's it from me. That's it from Raffle. That's it from Fluralds. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all on stream. Bye.